I'm going to basically show you now what you need to do to set up your own bear bait. First off, you need an old, dirty old drum, and then we're going to go to the truck here, bag of the cheapest dog food you can find, some magic raspberry juice crystals. They smell delicious. I'm not going to open that up quite yet. And then, the good stuff. Blackstrap molasses, a couple buckets of fudge, and a few other little tricks I got in my backpack here I'll show you down in the woods. And we'll go set up a bear bait and see if we can get any action. Once you've found your spot, make sure your barrel's in a good spot. Make sure you chain it to a tree, because bears like to roll the barrel around and you'll find your barrel off into the rhubarb somewhere. So chain it to the tree so it stays in the same area and they got to come to it. And then fill it up with all the goodies. We'll start off obviously with the dog food. There's the first ingredient. The next delicious ingredient is this. Oh God, if you can only smell that. Blue raspberry Kool-Aid. Pour that there. Part two. This is messy, sticky, smelly molasses. A little bit so they can get at it. And then I like to swirl it all around so it lines the barrel and has to run down into it. And what happens is, the dog food's just filler. A lot of times they won't even eat all the dog food. They'll just eat the dog food with the molasses on it and actually lick the barrel. And now, this is another messy part. I need a stick or something here. Scoop out a couple of chunks of this fudge. And the same thing. The more you put on the barrel, the more they gotta lick and work it off. If it's just on there in a big chunk, makes it too easy for them. Okay, now, this stuff's awesome. If only you could have TV that you could smell stuff on. So this is, it's a Tinks bear attractant. It smells like Krispy Kreme donuts or honey glazed donuts. And what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to spray down the whole area, and then I'm going to spray down over the tree where I set up the camera. Don't spray your camera or else they'll eat it. Lots of this. Don't be afraid to waste it. Okay, now, because there's so many raccoons and fishers and other critters in the woods, you want to set this up so that it's not going to be knocked over easily by a smaller animal. So you put a piece of plywood on it, cinder block, throw some lumber and stuff on there. I like to lean up a couple old stumps. There's an old dirty one here. Now, this is simply to let you know that when you come in to check your bait, if it's been hit, this will have been knocked over by a bear. If it's not knocked over, you know, a bear hasn't been to it, or maybe a small bear came. But basically that's set up so that raccoons and critters don't knock your bait over. And that's all there is to it. You set that. I'll come in once a week for about 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and see what's going on. And if you do get a bear, check your cameras, see the frequency of the bear's visits, and adjust your baiting accordingly. And ultimately, about a week before you decide to hunt, you should be baiting twice a week.